Hey, what's going on, guys? This is another collaboration release here between Sousai Shojo Teien and Frame Arms Girls line here for Bukiko Kotobuki here. A very cool, interesting new character added to the line. She's got some really awesome new accessories as well, which is very nice. And of course, just some beautiful box art here on the box. So we'll take a look at all of that first, crack it open, take a look at the contents, and then we'll build the kit and take a look at the built kit here for today's video. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So starting off, taking a nice look at this beautiful box art here. As usual with this line, we've got a really nice illustration of the character here for the front of the box art. We've got the logos up there at the top with the Frame Arms Girl logo included in there, and always the illustration of the character's signature on there as well. On the ends of the box, just the same artwork there, and all of our titling, 1/10 scale full action plastic model kit of Bukiko Kotobuki. And on the one side of the box, a different character illustration here with a photograph of the painted kit with those nippers in hand. That's going to be one of the accessories that we have for this. Here's a look at the different face plates that we have included with this. So it looks like we have 5 different facial expressions, which is awesome. Those all look very expressive. New skirt parts. So we typically have just the normal skirt parts, but then we have new skirt parts here rather than kind of sitting with the 2 legs straight, but sitting with the legs out like that. So that'll be some new parts included with this one. We got the school bag, which we've seen in previous releases here, but some new accessories, including the nippers and the nipper phone case for the phone in this one. So nice that the accessories are also kind of new and interesting with this release. On the other side, here is a look at the kit, just snap built straight out of the box, completely unpainted. Face option parts, eye decals, and then we have a couple other decals in there included as well. And the list price for this one coming in over here at 8,000 yen, making this one definitely a little bit more pricey, but we do have some really nice new parts included with this. And if you guys have seen any of the past reviews, if you're a fan of this line in general, you know that the quality of these kits is really, really nice. We even have some pre-printed skirt parts, which look really cool. Take a look at all those in just a second. But just to briefly check out the instruction manual, here we have the same artwork there from the box art. And on the back side, a couple of photos there with Aogenai, the other Frame Arms Girl collaboration character in this series. So the 2 of them together there, and there's another photo right there. On the inside of the front cover, once again, illustration work, photos of the character, of the painted kit, I should say, and then putting the head onto a bikini version Hesvelger kit there, for example. So some kind of kit bashing that you can do, of course, with this, with some MSG option weapons there. There's a kind of 2 kits together. Once again, we have this little short comic strip right there, and then a little bit about the character's background. For some reason, I don't know why they do this, but the parts list is a separate page that's not included. It's not like stapled in the manual, but the parts list is here in full color. So you have all of that there for you. And then all of our construction, just gonna kind of skip ahead through all of that, including how to put everything together, of course. And then at the end here is going to be our original color simulation, where we've got the line art for like the character in the included clothing that we have with this kit, and then a different kind of alternate clothing version there, right there, illustration included as well. Here's our spots for adding colors. And then a preview of the after school modeling set there that you can get as a separate add-on set for some more parts to add to her kind of modeling aesthetic. And then over here, a look at the color and decal guide here for the kit. So all the colors laid out for you there, a lot of colors there, as you can see. That's all in Japanese, and then where to place the couple of marking decals that we have, which is not very many. As you can see on our decal sheet, we have a lot of different eye options there, and then we actually have a secondary smaller decal sheet right here, which is just going to give you a couple little additional markings just right here like that. So you can see those do look nice and add a little bit more extra detail. So all right, taking a look at some of our pre-painted parts here. So we've got our skirt parts with that plaid printing on it. Very, very nice. And we've also got this part here for the front of the clothing with the gold buttons already painted on there for you. Then we've got all of our pre-painted face parts. So a smiling, open mouth one, a kind of interesting face there, 2 more. So 5 in total, all very, very nice, really, really fantastic quality pre-painted faces. Then getting into the runners here, we're gonna start off with the hands. We've got a whole bunch of hand option parts here with these runners being kind of tangled up together. We've got all different kinds of holding hands. We've got pointing hands, open, expressive hands, other different types of holding hands. That's for holding cup accessories, for holding round accessories. These are like the closest thing that we have to closed fist. You don't have like fully closed fist with these kits, but these like sort of closed hands there like that. On this smaller runner here, we have these parts hand parts which look to be for holding small accessories in this kind of wolf hand pose. Other kind of Evangelion style hand parts there. These look like our nipper holding hands, it looks like. And then we do also have some peace sign hands and some, or maybe these are the nipper holding hands there, it looks like. So okay, anyway, so a lot of hand option parts. And then typically I like to go through the runners in alphabetical order, but we have a lot of really tiny runners with this kit, so I'm just kind of gonna go from big to small with the runners in this case, a little bit different. This is runner E in skin tone here for all of our skin tone parts. Up next, runner K here is going to be some of our parts there in white. Runner S is in this dark, slightly lavender blue kind of color there for some of the clothing. Runner A here is going to be our hair parts in a very interesting kind of dark green kind of color. And then I want to show you runner N here at the same time. This is the parts for the bag, which is in a similar kind of blue-green color, but as you can see, it is going to be slightly different. Also in green, we've got runner U here, which is our base plate in a very Kotobukiya green color there. We've got runner T in gray here for the pants parts, interestingly in gray instead of the usual white. We've also got runner B, which is a set of face parts there without any pre-painting or anything on them if you wanted to just use the decals instead. Runner P, we've got 3 of. This is parts for the wrist joints, so you can have wrist joints for all of your many hand option parts. Runner C here is going to be in brown, parts there for the shoes. Runner O is a couple of parts here in purple. Runner V, a couple little parts here in yellow. Runner L is in silver, is going to be the zipper part for the bag. We got 2 of this eye runner in this teal kind of color there for the nippers. A couple more clothing parts here, G and Q, G being in dark red for the tie for the clothing, Q being in white for the collar part of the jacket. And last but not least, runner J here is the cell phone part, which is the cell phone in this kind of nipper shaped case. Very cool. That's it for all the runners. Alright guys, so here she is all built up and looking very cool. It's really awesome that Kotobukiya made like a mascot character in the line. I know it's sort of like unofficially a mascot character, but she's really awesome. And one of the things, of course, that you guys know that I will like about this kit is the fact that we have some new interesting accessories with this one. One of my small complaints that I have had about this line so far is that release to release, the accessories are basically the same. This one does have those same accessories, but with a little bit different twist on them. And then we also do have the addition of a couple of new accessories in here as well, which is certainly nice. Of course, there is the accessory pack sold separately in the after school sets, but just focusing on what we got in here, I think we have a good amount of stuff in here with this set that should certainly make it a very nice release to pick up. So let's take a look at those accessories here, starting off with the standard base plate here, puzzle piece shaped, Kotobukiya colored there with the ball joint at the bottom, a ball joint here at the top, and this connection piece, of course, is able to move, albeit it's a little bit tight, but that is pretty good. You do want it to be kind of tight on there. You can move it up and down and also change the angle of that. We do also have an additional adapter piece which you can plug onto the end of there to give you a little bit more reach, because depending on the pose, you can see the hard point where this needs to plug into is there at the center of the back, and just kind of because of this whole section right here, you do need to be able to kind of get to that hard point here, which might be a little bit of a challenge without that connector piece, so we'll see how useful that is. We've of course got our beautifully pre-printed faces. Here is a couple of those face option parts. You can see the colors and the painting and everything on them just looking fantastic. Here's 2 more of our face option parts there, and as you can see, also very expressive, which is really nice. And then our 5th and final one here like that, so we'll be able to do all sorts of different fun expressions here with Kotobuki. We also got this optional neck piece here with a different size ball joint at the top. That's for if you wanted to put a Megami device head onto this kit, you can do that using this optional piece here. We got our kind of standard cell phone accessory here, but again, in this case, it's a little bit different in that it's got this nipper kind of case on the cell phone, which is very cool. Nipper shaped case does really remind me of like something that would be for like a Nippako kit, but a really cool phone and phone case there. Also with this school bag, it's pretty standard in that we have a separate piece for the zipper, which looks nice, and just your kind of standard school bag, but we have the addition of this custom part of this little keychain that's of that little kind of hexagear character kit, which I can't remember the name of offhand, but there you can see some more crossover with this little kind of hexagear character, I believe is what that's supposed to be here on the side of the bag. And then keeping up the nipper theme here, we've got 2 sets of these little nippers. These are just one single piece each, so very small little bits here. And then we'll talk some more about some of the different hand option parts, but this is one of the hand option parts here. You're meant to be able to hold the nippers in the hand, something like that. But we do also have some other hands that are meant for holding the nippers here. That would be these ones here, which you can see also hold the nippers really nicely there like that. For some of our other hand options here, we've got the pointing hands, the peace sign hands. We got these hands, which are kind of like just open resting hands, but also can be used for holding the phone here. I found that so far with this line, sometimes you do have a trouble holding onto the cell phone, although in this case I think it's also helpful because of the shape of the phone case on it here, that these hands will be able to hold the cell phone really nicely, which is nice. We've got some more hands here, open expressive hands, and these are going to be like the closest thing to closed fist that you're going to get. You don't get fully closed fists with these kits. You get this one, which is kind of like mostly closed. You could use this as a holding hand, but we've got a number of other different holding hands depending on the shape. So if it's a round item, like a round peg or something that you need to hold, you've got that one. If it's more of a square piece like a gun handle or something like that, you can use this square holding hand. And we also have this holding hand here with the peg in it for holding like a cup from one of the after school sets or something. But we're not done yet. We still have some more here. We've got this sort of like Evangelion style pose hand here like that. And then this hand here with the trigger finger kind of up like that. This hand part is actually meant to hold the airbrush accessory, which is a part of the after school set, not included with this set, but still could be an interesting and useful hand for holding some kind of different accessories. All that said, I think that's it for the hands, and we can move down here to the feet. We do have some options here. Instead of the shoes, if you want to just have just the socked feet, there's no like toe movement or anything. There's just kind of basically a solid foot there, but you can swap that out. And the same with these shoes as well. The toe doesn't move or anything. It's just the solid shoe there for the feet. And lastly is going to be our parts for swapping the kind of hip skirt section of the body right here, to basically make it so that she can sit down with her legs spread like that, sitting on a chair or whatever else it might be. You can have her sitting on the floor, however you might want to have it. We're just going to take apart the body here, remove the legs at the knee right there, put these onto these legs. And I don't have a chair for her to sit on, but if you had a chair like we saw in the manual, you could have her sitting on it like that. Alternatively, you can just like rotate the legs and have her just sitting on the floor, something like that. Because the way the skirt falls, it's meant to look as natural as possible as it's in an actual sitting pose. And I will just mention again that it's awesome how we have this plaid pre-printed on that part, so that just straight out of the box, it looks fantastic. But we've seen this in some of the other kits, had option parts for the skirt. This is the first time though that we're having it in this particular kind of style pose where the legs are spread rather than the legs being kind of straight out like that. The other one's being much more standard, like Japanese ladylike style sitting pose, I guess. This one being like less so. It's just a little bit different style to give you a different kind of feeling here for this particular character, which being sort of like a mascot character, it is kind of nice, something to kind of set her apart a little bit from the rest of the characters in the line. So I like it. That's going to do it for all of the accessories. As for the articulation, as you guys will see, it's pretty standard for this line. These kits from this line, the Sousai Shojo Teien line, aren't as heavily articulated as like the Frame Arms Girls or the Megami Device kits. They are a little bit more limited in terms of their articulation. I think as you can see here with this kit, and if you've seen any of their past reviews or anything else about this line, you know, thus far, it's been going for a little while now, you can see that you can do all sorts of different poses with them. They are really nice just for posing, and especially to do with like appropriate posing for what you would expect for a model of basically a high school girl essentially. And with the included accessories that we have, I mean, you could certainly go for something a little bit more different in style with giving her like a sword or some sort of gun or some kit bashing like parts from a Megami Device kit or a Frame Arms kit to add some more like mecha or different weapon parts or something onto it. You could do that, but I mean, for what the line is, as far as just like supposed to be model kits of just high school girls, I think they do basically everything that you would need them to do for all sorts of different posing. So while the articulation is a little bit limited, I feel like it does pretty much everything that you would want it essentially to do well enough. So that's nice. I do really like the accessories for this one. We have some really great face option parts, 5 in total, which is really awesome. We have that stand, which is certainly very useful. And yeah, the accessories are great. The cell phone that we have is nice. It's a kind of standard accessory, but it's a little bit different in this case. The bag as well, and then the addition of the nippers in there also just is very cool. And if you did want to give her the full like modeling station loadout, you can pick up the after school set, which includes the desk, the chair, the airbrush and compressor. And I think it also includes like some little paint bottles and stuff and everything as well. So that could certainly be really cool. Have a little plastic model kit of a high school girl modeling on your desk where you're doing your modeling. Kind of a little bit of a exhibit, Pimp My Ride or Inception sort of reference there for you guys. But anyway, guys, another fantastic addition to the line. I definitely like this new character we've got here, and it's cool to see another kind of crossover character here, like we saw with the Aoganai release in the series earlier on. But I'm always looking forward to new releases out in this line. I think they're a lot of fun. Definitely check them out. If you guys want to check out this kit or any others from this line, you can check them out at USA Gundam Store. The link will be down in the video description below, so check that out. We've also got the Kotobukiya web shop exclusive, like alternate color versions of a lot of these releases there on the website too, so definitely check those out. But that's going to do it for the video here today, guys. Thank you so much for all of your support, liking the video, commenting, subscribing, all helps out a ton, so thank you guys so much. Till next time, have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.